Mobile trading refers to, of course, use of wireless technology for securities trading, buying stocks and bonds and treasury bills. Mobile trading, of course, allows investors to access trading platforms from their telephones rather than being confined to traditional trading methods via other avenues. Like calling a broker over the phone and saying, "Sell or buy me this stock." What? Sure. Such technology, of course, has easier access for smartphones, users actively managing their portfolios, even when they're away from their desktop or laptop. Now, for financial services platforms looking to expand their service offerings online for investing, what do they need to look out for? So we're going to have a great conversation there. We're happy to have Ada Jabaru. She's the founder of Nistad Limited to discuss. Good morning to you, Ada. Great to have you. Thanks for joining us on the show. So what does Nistad do?
Good morning, Rotas, and I'd like to say thank you for inviting me to your Global Business Report show, which is well received worldwide.
Amen to that.
So Nistad Limited supports financial institutions mainly with every infrastructure, regulatory, investment compliance, risk compliance, cyber security, digital transformation, and process automation. So you could be sitting in an office with a process thinking it works until someone comes externally to say, oh, it could be more efficient. We look at systems migration, integration, and making sure all your tech are doing what they're meant to do, aligning it to your business processes.
Hey, we need more people like you in the technology space, and it's great to have you. So do you think that online, or digital trading rather, is the future for financial services? Where do you see financial services going in terms of the direction?
The direction is definitely digital. With all the technology advancement going on, yes, and a lot of challenger banks are all digital. They don't even have an office, a physical office, so definitely digital, which comes with its constraints and challenges, as it were, which would include a lot of regulation. But on the plus side, the regulation is currently even supporting technology advancement within financial services, so that's good. But again, we have the constraints of cyber security, so that should be an area of investment. And we want a situation where if we're all digital, we are protected. So data governance, data protection. So there'll be a lot of investment there.
Excellent point. So look, if as far as trading is concerned, the company just offers trading in one jurisdiction in Nigeria and wants to expand to Asia, Latin America, Europe, North America, and so on and so forth, what's to look out for?
I'll put on my regulatory technology hat here.
Please.
And I would say for different jurisdictions, different regulations apply, so be ready for that.
Yeah.
Also, there'll be a lot of, the due diligence will definitely be higher in terms of cross-border trading, and then you'll be looking at the costs.
Okay.
So transaction costs.
The fees, right?
The fees, transaction fees. Now you're dealing with different currencies, looking at everything happening currently with, the dollar here, even if we use Nigeria as an example. So within this jurisdiction, we can see everything going on with the economy. So are we ready to go that way?
So that means that you would have to look at transaction fees differing across the different regions.
Yes, so it will cross-jurisdictionally, it will differ.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready for that.
Yeah. Now, what's your opinion on bots? So you buy a stock, or maybe something goes wrong, you put in a limit order or whatever it is, right? And you just want to talk to the company. I'd like to get the opinion of you players in the tech sector. What do you think about bots? Bots, they're being promoted as cost savings, right? Where you can just talk to a machine and it just gives you as opposed to a human being who might be more expensive. How do you feel about using bots for customer service?
It's cost effective. So AI is the future. From an efficiency perspective, it works. But now we have to look at escalation stages, is the way I'll speak about that.
Okay, that makes sense.
So at what point do I have human intervention?
Right.
So what is the problem and how much can a bot solve? Good morning, Ada. What is, your PIN is not working, and how can I help you?
Yeah.
Yes, I need to change my PIN. At that point, there's a huge escalation because it's beyond what AI can do, because there'll be an authorization process for my PIN to be changed.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, it's the future, but we cannot exclude human intervention.
Okay, so in that case, how do you, in fact, okay, perfect. How do you see this whole AI thing? On our prior segments, Donald Trump, former US president, he fumbled a question on childcare. Somebody took the transcript of what he said and fed it to ChatGPT, and then it gave out a response saying, I probably wouldn't hire this person if they asked a question like that. These things are going, yeah, so there it is. I asked ChatGPT if they would hire someone who gave this answer, and it gave a full paragraph diving into the specifics of his question on childcare costs. So do you think that AI is going to get more complex and these bots will get more advanced? Or do you still stick to your view that human beings can never be removed from customer service and financial services?
I would say so, simply because of the risk involved.
Yeah.
With issues such as childcare, again, there are sensitivities there.
Right.
And it will depend on the case at hand. So it'll be on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
And I would say, let's do it, with an escalation at a point where AI can't, efficiently provide the solution, then human intervention.
You're still for the humans. You're definitely still for the humans.
At some point, there'll be a percentage of human for risk.
Yeah. Okay. In terms of income inequality, what do you say to folks who say that using mobile technology for the purpose of investment, savings, and so on, widens the gap between those who have access to those tools that can purchase those phones? iPhone 16 is coming out next month. I keep saying this. The sales team is gonna bill me one day. Versus people who don't have access to those types of phones and those tools. What do you make of that argument that it's widening that gap?
Now, access will depend on affordability.
Right.
How have you priced this app? And how much do I need this app? So can I afford it? Is different from do I need it?
Right.
So what solution is this, what problem is this app solving for me?
Yeah.
So if we look at health versus, okay, I want to be able to access my bank account. Those are two differentiating. I want to be healthy and I want to prosper.
Right.
So where do I invest if I can only afford to have two apps? So it will depend on how it's the costing versus who are you trying to reach. So for those building applications, they should think about it, within this context, within the Nigerian context, think about affordability. Do you want to reach a certain group of people or do you want to reach everybody? So you're talking about how many billion people within the population. I would go for the latter.
Yeah.
So
you mentioned costing. I mean, from your consulting experience and all these companies that you help out in the financial services space, what better example than fuel costs here in Nigeria? Costs go up over time, right? So in terms of transaction fees, and I guess that, what direction do you see them, or rather, the argument is that they go up over time. So is that acceptable to you, that to companies, when they're migrating and moving from one jurisdiction to another, do you have to keep in mind the fact that they're going to have to charge customers more as time goes on?
Reasonably more is what I say. Yeah. Reasonably being the action word there.
Yeah. Okay. Now, as far as the largest cost pressures that these firms that you deal with are facing, where do you see those pressure points coming from?
Cost pressures in terms of implementing.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, is it the software team maintaining them 24/7 in order to fix bugs and stuff like that? Regulatory approvals. I know that's your place. How do you see that dynamic working out?
The dynamics will certainly be regulations. So there are some institutions that are heavily regulated more than others. So look at the healthcare sector will be hugely regulated, and then of course financial services. So that would be where the bulk would go, depending again on the jurisdiction you're looking to enter, and then it will be IT infrastructure. Definitely, cybersecurity is going to really, take a lot of the.
I have to bring you back and talk exclusively about cybersecurity because I see you touch on it quite a bit, and it's important. It's very, very important.
Totally.
We're out of time, but very quickly, can regulation keep up with technology as we see things moving? Because it seems to be lagging.
We have to work with regulation, so you cannot break the law.
Yeah.
So because they will enforce against the tech.
Yeah.
So you have to be you have to abide by the rules.
Yeah.
So regulation and technology have to work hand in hand. So if you're working within tech, you have to abide.
Follow the rules.
Follow the rules is what I'd say.
Ada Jabaru, founder of Nistad. Thank you so much.
Thank
Great
you.
conversation. I really appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
on the show.
Thank you.